Today I'm going to be making a Dole Whip imitation recipe from Disney, like the Disney Dole Whip. Barbara sent us this recipe on Facebook, so thank you, Barbara, because we really enjoyed the Dole Whip. This particular version is not exactly like what we tried at Disney, because the one we had at Disney actually had the juice in the bottom and then the Dole Whip stuff was on the top, but we were saving the juice so we could do the same thing if we want to. So what you need two 20-ounce cans of crushed pineapple. Make sure it's in the pineapple juice, not the heavy syrup. Make sure it's in the juice. So you need two of those. You need some lemon juice and some lime juice. This is the only way they sell it in our local Kroger. You need a heavy whipping cream. You could probably get away with using Cool Whip, but I wanted to make sure I just stayed with the recipe they gave me, so you need Cool Whip. You need two quart-sized bags, freezer bags, and make sure they seal really good because you put them in the freezer and store them flat. So make sure they seal. You're going to need 1/3 cup of sugar, and then you're going to need some way to drain or strain out the juice and the pineapple, some way to split them up. So that's what this is in a bowl. So what we're going to do is, and you're going to need a food processor or a mixer or a blender of some kind, not a mixer. You need a blender or a food processor. I've got a food processor, that's what I'm going to use. The heavy whipping cream is the last thing you'll need, so you don't need it right away. Let me get some of my stuff up here. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to move stuff out of the way here. I'm going to drain my pineapple into this. I love the smell of pineapple. You know what, it didn't have a lot of juice in there. Let me get a spoon out of here. Just to make sure it's... It doesn't say to strain it to where it's completely dry. It doesn't say anything like that, but I want to get as much of it as I can out of here. But make sure you save your juice because you're going to put some of it into in with it. If you kind of squish it, it kind of gets the juice out. Okay, I think that's good enough. So I'm going to put this in this food processor. And I'm going to do the same thing with this other one. Alright, so now I need lemon juice and lime juice. It's 2 tablespoons of each. Oh, I need 2 tablespoons of the pineapple juice as well. Let's see if I can do this without spilling it over. So I need 2 of these. And 2 of the lemon juice. And then you need your 1/3 cup of sugar. Okay, and what we're going to do now is we're going to put our lid on. And we're going to blend it. I'm just going to put it on high. It'll be noisy. Tammy might want to speed it up so it's not so loud. Yeah, it's supposed to blend until it's smooth, so I just want to check it out. Let's see a big hunk of pineapple there. I actually think I'm going to let it go just a little bit longer, honestly. It feels like the consistency of applesauce right now. So let me go a little bit longer, and then it'll probably be done. It's been going for a while, so I can't imagine it being any smoother than it is right now. So, okay, let me spin. It looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Let me take it off here. Alright, now I just got a bowl, and I'm going to put my Ziploc bag in the bowl, just kind of help support it. That way I'm not, you know, if it drips and runs, it's okay. And I've got just a measuring cup. I don't know if I can pour it. I might be able to pour it, but mine doesn't have a spout on it, so I'm just going to scoop it. It still has a little bit of the consistency of applesauce, but it's not as thick as applesauce is, so that's good. Okay. I have to say it smells wonderful. I mean...
It smells just like the Dole Whip at Disney.
Yeah, it does. Okay, so let me get a little bit more. I'm going to have to work with this one a little bit. Alright, so once you get these all filled up, you put them in your freezer for 1.5 hours until they're slushy. But it specifically says make sure they lay flat. And I don't know, I guess so it's not this big like clump like that. It'll be nice and flat like that. So I am going to put these in the freezer, and then I'll be back, and that's when I'll show you what to do with the whipping cream and all that stuff. I'm going to do the last part of the Dole Whip. I've got my heavy whipping cream, and I'm going to put 1.5 cups. I'm just going to use my measuring the bowl. May not be 100% accurate, but it's pretty good. And then, I knew it used almost the whole pint. And then I'm literally just going to whip this up until it's like a whipped cream. And it will take a little while, so I'll be back when it's whipped up. Okay, here's the whipped cream. You can kind of see what it looks like. And I'm just going to go ahead and turn it all the way off. And here is the pineapple-y stuff. It's very slushy and cold. You can see how thick it is. If I put it like that, it just stays. Anyway, so what we're going to do is you take this, and I'm going to take this out completely. And you stir in the pineapple mixture. Another thing I can think of the Ziploc bags does is it lets it lie flat instead of being a big clump, and it helps it freeze more evenly. I'm not sure why. I'm assuming that's the only reason I can think of to put it in there. We'll just have to wipe the counter off, dear. So basically you just stir this in, and it doesn't say stir it in a lot, it just says lightly stir this in. you don't want to break down the whipping too much. That's why you don't want to stir it too much. So what you do now is you take this and you put it in you can leave it in this bowl if you want to and just put it back in the freezer, or put it in another container of some kind and put it in the freezer, and you let it freeze until it's completely frozen. So it goes in the freezer for 1 hour till it's completely frozen, and then it's ready to try. So we'll be back in an hour for us and just a few seconds for you. Okay, it's been in the freezer about an hour, and it's gotten thicker, and it's very creamy looking. What we did was we put in our glass, we just put some of the pineapple juice in here. These are like floats, which is what we actually had at Disney last time. You could actually just eat it right out of a bowl. I mean, you could take this stuff and just eat it if you wanted to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. We kind of like the float with the juice, so I'm going to literally take some of this. And put it in the pineapple juice because it was so good with that pineapple juice in there. Yeah, so now you can get you a straw and just have at it. So we'll be right back to try it out and let you know what it tastes like.
Okay, I'm really excited to have this because I haven't had one since Disney.
And like I said, you could do this just as ice cream, or you can do it with the juice. So.
I'm going to get some off the top, just that.
You can say it right through the straw.
I know, I wanted to have it like you would, if you did have it without the juice, I want to see what it tastes like.
It's really good.
Very good.
I like it with the juice better.
I do too. The only thing that we did, and I realized it now, I wasn't thinking about it, when Kevin strained the juice, we should have stored it in the refrigerator to keep it cold until we were ready to put it in our glass. Instead,
makes it pretty cold though.
Instead, we kept it out. Mine's room temperature. My juice. I mean, it doesn't bother me.
See, I'm sucking up the frozen stuff and then going down and getting juice. Yeah, so you're getting the frozen and the juice. Yeah. It does warm it up a little bit, but not bad. That is really good. Very creamy.
There are bigger pieces of pineapple.
Yeah, there's bigger hunks.
There's bigger hunks in here, but I don't know that it would have helped. Do you think it would have helped if you'd used?
I can't imagine it grinding up any smaller with anything else you could have used, because that food processor has that blade going 5,000 miles per hour. So I can't imagine chopping up any better unless you had like an emulsion chopper or something where it take you forever.
But this is delicious.
It's very good.
This recipe.
It does have a little bit bigger chunks of pineapple, but I like the chunks of pineapple.
I do too. And if you've never been to Disney, if you've always been curious about what a Dole Whip is,
this is as close as you're going to get.
This is as close as you're going to get without going to Disney. And this is pretty close. And if you've been to Disney, then I would recommend at least trying this. The only difference is that it has a little bit bigger hunks of pineapple. Everything else, it's perfect. It's really, really good. So thank you, Barbara, for passing along this recipe to us on Facebook, and to everyone else, thanks for watching.